Hey everyone, today we're going to do a good old empties video. Now, I don't do these very often. In fact, the last one was probably a couple years ago. These empties I have saved for probably 6 or 7 months. That's about the limit for me for saving trash. I really think that these videos are very, very helpful. I love watching these videos because I always like to see the things that people actually go all the way through, and then whether or not they would repurchase them, because obviously that means that they liked it enough to finish it, first of all, and secondly, to then rebuy it. So if you're new here, my name is Penny. I'm a master esthetician in Portland, Oregon. I'm a skincare junkie. I test new things all the time. I am constantly on the hunt for, innovative products, etc. So finishing things means a lot to me. Okay, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna start with, the first thing I grab is Honest Beauty. This is the Gel to Milk Cleanser. I have gone through a couple of these. I only saved one empty because I'm not saving a ton of trash. I'm just not gonna do it. I haven't repurchased this one, not because I don't still love it. I absolutely still love it. I just have so many cleansers that I decided I really need to go through some other cleansers before I repurchase this one again. The deal with this one was it was a gel that I put on dry skin, and then when I added water to it, it turned into a milk, which gel to milk cleanser, hence the name. And so I really liked it because I felt like it was kind of a one and done as far as, removing makeup and sunscreen, etc., and then rinsing really nice and clean, but leaving your skin hydrated. Gorgeous cleanser that you can get like at Target, and relatively affordable and lasts a really, really long time. Okay, next thing is going to be another cleanser. This is the Exuviance. This is the Bioactive Wash. Now this one has polyhydroxy acids in it. It's one of those that when you depress this, it comes out in a foam. I love this cleanser. This is another one that I actually haven't repurchased, even though I really do love it. The way that I ended up using this towards the end of the bottle was I was using it for self-tanning prep. I would use this at night on my arms, on my décolleté. I did use it on my face and stuff too, but I actually really liked this. I felt like it gave a super duper gentle exfoliation with the polyhydroxy acids, but left me adequately exfoliated for self-tanning. People have asked me before what I exfoliate my body with when I'm self-tanning and that kind of thing. And a lot of times I use my facial products on my décolleté, on my arms, and, kind of multi-purpose the things that I use on my face. If you don't know what polyhydroxy acids are, they are a gentle cousin to alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids. They're going to help with gentle chemical exfoliation of the surface of your skin. They're going to help with pigment. They're going to help with texture and tone. But the nice thing about polyhydroxy acids is they actually don't make you sensitive to the sun. So they're a really great gentle route if you are looking to get into chemical exfoliation, or you have super sensitive skin and you just can't use alpha hydroxy acids. You might want to look into polyhydroxy acids. So that was the Exuviance Bioactive Wash. Okay, this is going to be very familiar to everyone. This is the Photozyme Youth Recovery. I've gone through probably 3 of these now since I started using this. I'm already obviously into my new one of this, a little ways into this one, into the next one. I use this every single night, and I love it. It is DNA repair enzymes. I've talked about them ad nauseum, I know, but I love them because I am trying to help correct old sun damage. That's really what it's all about for me, is repair, correct, nourish at night. And then every 3rd night I do a retinoid to help with, moving things along. This is probably to me the star of the show. I think a lot of people would agree. It's a very, very lightweight lotiony serum. When you use it, even though it looks more opaque like a lotion, it turns into what feels like almost a water onto your skin. So you can layer it in your serum step. And I really like that too, because I have a few things that I like to consider should be first. My Reviv growth factor would be one of them, the Photozyme, and then the OneSkin. And so I'm able to kind of use this as a serum along with the Reviv and the OneSkin, and I can kind of rotate where I put them in my evening routine, what position they get put in. just have to make a judgment call each night. So that is the DNA Youth Recovery. I will have it in my arsenal forever, and I highly recommend it. Frank. Next, we have an Avene eye cream. This is the RetrinAl. I have talked about this a gazillion times. This is one of 3 of my favorite retinoid eye creams. So RetrinAl and Physiolift, they're the same eye cream. They're both by Avene. They are retinaldehyde. Now, retinaldehyde is a retinoid. It is one step down from the prescription form of retinoids, which is retinoic acid, tretinoin. That's the brand name for it. So retinaldehyde is available over the counter. It is more effective than like retinol. It's stronger, but it's also more gentle. It just seems to irritate skin less. So I love it for around the eyes. I feel like it's more effective and more gentle than its counterpart up the scale and down the scale. So I really do like retinaldehyde. So RetrinAl and Physiolift from Avene are things that I will always have in my routine or always consider to be one of my very favorite eye creams. Now, right now I am using the eye cream from Photozyme. So I have not repurchased this one, but actually the Friends and Family sale is going on. If you're watching this video in May of 2022, the Friends and Family sale for Avene is going on. So I'm probably going to place another order and just order another RetrinAl or Physiolift. Whichever one is least expensive is the one you should get because they are literally exactly the same. I will probably do that so that when I run out of my Photozyme, I will have a, backup of this. I'll probably just go back and forth. It takes a really, really long time to go through either one of those eye creams. I mean, honestly, a really long time because you don't need a lot. So this is an absolute recommend and one that I will repurchase. Let's see here. We have a Drmtlgy peptide cream. You can tell because this is before they switched their packaging. I have a couple of these in here. I know that. I tossed them in here. And yeah, here's another one. I can see it. I have gone through, I don't know how many of these. This is a gorgeous, silky moisturizer that is one of the best moisturizers I've ever used. I feel like it goes on and it doesn't it doesn't grease up your skin, but it adequately hydrates the skin. But then it also is so silky that it's a beautiful prep for makeup. I know that it says Peptide Night Cream. I totally use this in the daytime too. I've said that a million times on this channel. It's perfectly fine day and night. So if you're one of those people that's looking for a moisturizer that you don't just have a night cream and then you have to have a day cream, this is perfect. You can use it both times. But of course, during the day, you always want to then add in a sunscreen. That's the difference between a day cream and a night cream is if they've added SPF. Otherwise, most of the time you can interchange them. I mean, obviously there's some times when a night cream needs to stay at night, and usually that has to do with the actives involved and not exposing them to light, so retinoids, etc. This one doesn't have any retinoids in it. It doesn't have any vitamin C. It doesn't have anything like that. It has a bunch of peptides, ceramides, good stuff that's going to help with your lipid barrier, and just really great moisturizing benefits in a fantastically elegant vehicle. It's just a really beautiful moisturizer. Love this one for sure. I think I'm going to probably come across another one in here because I have like a few of those. I actually usually end up slathering that on my décolleté. I put it on the back of my hands. I mean, I love it. I just love that one so much. Next, we have an empty of Reviv. I have repurchased this one and I'm very thankful. I ran out of this and I didn't have it for a couple months because they were back ordered, and then I didn't go look again for a while. And luckily somebody in my Facebook group said, hey, they're back in stock. I went back, I bought a couple of them. So this is back in my arsenal. Something that I don't know that I missed or I just didn't compute is that it has arbutin in it. And I was focusing on this as a replacement or a dupe for SkinMedica TNS. It's a growth factor cocktail of all kinds of good stuff in here. And I was looking at it recently. I was looking at the ingredient deck for Reviv, and I don't know why, but the arbutin stood out to me. Now, arbutin is a pigment inhibitor. And pigment inhibitors are one of those things that if you struggle with hyperpigmentation, you really want to have a pigment inhibitor on board morning and night. So I've gone back and forth with when I use the Reviv, and now what I'm doing, I'm using it morning and night. I'm using it morning and night because I feel like growth factors are great to have on board morning and night, and also because I want that arbutin morning and night. It's a very lightweight gel, so gel slash serum slash lotion. It's got 2 chambers that hold the different ingredients that when you depress it, they come out together and then you put it on. And I 100% notice a difference in my skin when I'm consistently using this. And it's more hydrated, looks more bright. It just looks better. It just looks better. It's a really great product. And it's a really, really great alternative to the expensive SkinMedica TNS for sure. So that is the Reviv Ultimate Serum. Okay, next we have, oh, here we go, you guys. I ran through a Sol. These are tanning drops. You add these to your favorite lotion and you get a self tanner. I didn't love these. I did not love these. If I were going to recommend a drugstore tanning drop, I really like the Sublime Bronze from L'Oreal. I just like that one. I feel like that one is a great alternative to my favorite one, which is the Tan Luxe drops. And so those are the 2 drops that I use. If I'm going to use bougie, I'm using Tan Luxe. If I want to go budget, I'm using the L'Oreal Sublime Bronze, which is super duper affordable, lasts forever. These lasted a really long time. I didn't love the outcome. I felt like it was too subtle. I had to use a ton of the drops in the lotion to get, you know, some impact of tan. And that might be okay for some people, but for me, I feel like the L'Oreal is better for the same kind of budget. Okay, Ilia. I probably have 2 or 3 of these. This is the one that I have in here. This is in the color ST10. I am Portofino. That's really the color that I can be all year. It's kind of interesting. In the middle of the winter, yes, it definitely is a touch dark, but because of the consistency of it, it is a, I don't know if there's going to be, you can kind of see. It's a serum foundation, essentially. It is a tinted serum. Now, if you are normal or normal to dry, this is so beautiful on. It has an SPF of 40 and it leaves your skin very luminous and beautiful. I love this so much. If you're normal, combo, oily, you probably wouldn't like this at all. So you really have to have the skin type that will appreciate the glow and that will appreciate the hydration and the moisture and all that stuff. And then this might be something worth looking into. I don't ever use this as my dedicated SPF, but I love that it's an SPF of 40 as a, like going into the summer, this will be something that I grab for. I've repurchased this. I have purchased this in multiple colors so that I can kind of mix and match. And if I get lighter in the winter, but I always end up coming back to the Portofino shade as the 10. It's got to do with the undertones are really perfectly neutral. It's just my favorite. So that is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. They just came out with a new serum that has vitamin C and stuff in it, and I have it coming, and as soon as it gets here, I'm going to share that one with you. I'm going to test it out. I'll do a first impressions and then we'll go through the ingredients and all of that stuff. But yeah, I doubt that it will replace this one. So this is a favorite for several years and a repurchase. I've got a new one in the other room. Okay, let's see. I've gone through a couple OneSkins. I think I'm on my 3rd bottle of OneSkin now, and I love this product. I did a whole video on this. I wrote a very, very extensive blog about OneSkin. So if you're interested in diving into the science and understanding senescence and kind of the skin span, like the length of time that we can have healthy skin and the things that we can do to promote that. And I have bounced around with when I use this in my routine. And I will be the first to tell you that it's a little bit confusing when this one's supposed to be first and this one's supposed to be first and this one's supposed to be first. And you start thinking, when the heck am I supposed to use all this stuff? What I still do is I go by consistency. They all say that they are supposed to be first. I take the one that feels the very lightest and that one goes on first. And that's usually my DNA repair. Because when you put this on, if you've used this, you know it's it feels very watery. It looks like a lotion, but as soon as you start to use it, it gets wet feeling and then soaks in. To me, that makes sense for it to be first. This one is a lot like that, just a tiny bit less so. So it goes next often when I am at night. And then this is the third step. And usually right now what it is it's my moisturizer. And I feel like that peptide can likely get through those two serum-y products. I wouldn't put anything heavy on before this or anything like that. So I try to get this as close to first as I can, but I don't want it to block the lighter weight things in my routine. I hope that makes sense. That's just the way that I'm doing it. I totally understand that they've talked about using this first. I understand that people use it as a moisturizer. I think you just have to go with what makes sense to you when it comes to skincare. I'm noticing that my skin is softer. That's probably the first result that I am noticing after using it for months, is that my skin in general feels more supple. Now, obviously, you guys, I do a lot of stuff. So it's really, really hard for me to pinpoint what is doing what. I kind of have to look at the science and decide what I believe. And so I know that a lot of you need to rely on other people's reviews, and it's really important that you do that, good and bad, so that you can get an idea from people who maybe only use OneSkin or they use only a couple of things. Those are really beneficial reviews. I believe in it, but I think that if you are somebody that wants to look into some of these things, listen to what other people are saying about these things, not just, of course, me, because you will get a better, more well-rounded review. Okay, this is the Photozyme, the Ultra Rich cream. I've gone through a couple of these as well, and I'm on another one of these. This is my other moisturizer that I like to use at night. Now, unlike the Drmtlgy Peptide, I don't usually use this during the day. I usually just use this one at night, and I use it when my skin feels like it needs a little bit more moisture. It's interesting because it's kind of a lotion texture, but it packs more of a punch than their Youth Recovery or anything like that. We have trucks going by. Anyway, I love this one as a nice, hydrating, nourishing moisturizer with DNA repair enzymes. That's what this one is. And I'm on my third jar of this one as well. It is in my bathroom. Last couple things. I went through CeraVe, some retinol products. These, I actually went through a couple of these. I went through 2 of these and 2 of these. I haven't repurchased these because I'm using, right now I'm actually using Photozyme GFS as my retinoid every 3 nights. And I'm just using that everywhere. I decided not, I was using these on my décolleté and on the back of my hands and rotating in other retinoids at night. And when I ran through these, I decided I'm not gonna buy another set of them just for that purpose. These are fantastic. They are encapsulated retinol. I definitely like them. They're relatively affordable and they're a good option. I did a whole video on CeraVe and I do think that these are really great. I think that the best one out of the 2 is the Resurfacing retinol, only because it has a very similar ingredient deck to this one, but it has some additional beneficial ingredients in there. So if I had to choose, the Resurfacing one is definitely the one that I would buy and recommend. So these are good products. I just haven't repurchased them. I do hope that you are having a really wonderful weekend so far. If you are not subscribed yet, I hope you will consider subscribing. Check the description box. I will link everything, but I will also link all of my other socials that are up to date and the right socials if you would like to join me anywhere else on the internet. I do hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.